Praise God, Heavenly Father, let this live stream be a beacon of hope, light, and strength, and encouragement for those that are addicted to drugs and alcohol and or mental illness. This live stream in uplifting one, a time for us to enjoy each other's company. Thank you, God, for another day clean and sober. I appreciate every live stream I do to share my experience, strength, and hope for those who are struggling with addiction, alcoholism, and or mental illness. Give me the strength and wisdom to keep on keeping on with the stream. In the name of Jesus, and I pray. Amen. Okay. Here we are. And beautiful night out. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, this is Rock Queens, everyone coming at you live from my headquarters in Oklahoma. How's it going? It's Saturday Night Fever. Saturday. And we are in the bush, in the woods. You know what? It's about 90 degrees. It's nice. It's relaxing. I feel right at home here, so mi casa, your casa. And I just want to say, the Queens Light Brigade is for those that are in recovery, or maybe recovery curious, sobriety curious. It's a safe space for people to join, to have a good time, to talk about their struggles. We uplift each other. We stand strong with each other. This is a spiritual community. I don't force my religious beliefs on anybody. But it's the foundation of the Queens Light Brigade. I am not a trained therapist nor a licensed drug and alcohol counselor. What I share is from my own experience. And just sit back, relax, identify, and don't compare. You know? Hi, Doctor, how are you? Good evening, Queen, how are you doing? I'm here, aren't I? I'm rocktastic. And doctor says, in recovery, you give it up to a higher power, who I choose to call God. You know that the higher power can be like the Queens Light Brigade or the home group of AA or NA or Celebrate Recovery. You know, it's something bigger than yourself. And to make one thing clear, I am not, the Queens Light Brigade is not replacing AA, NA, Celebrate Recovery. those are their own entities. We are just a hangout for people that are in recovery who just wants a positive experience on YouTube than being on other channels that are just very negative and whatever. I have to make that clear and stuff. But I do talk about AA. I choose AA more than NA. My preference, even though I am recovering crack and heroin since 2004 and alcohol since 2011, but my mainstay has always been AA. But you can always replace my talk about alcohol, or if we talk about the big book, which I don't have here on my side, you can always replace it with narcotics or gambling or whatever. Just replace that word. So that's it. The last time we were out here, something happened, which for some it was a very negative experience to end on, but for the most part we are a positive community. Exactly. Who, and especially what's going on with YouTube with the situation with Perez Hilton, Ariana Grande, and there's another video too that has a similar theme. I'm not gonna say what, but it's getting more demonic and stuff. I see it. I didn't click on the one video that had another artist doing a song on, and it wasn't Ariana Grande, it was somebody else in the whole bloody drab. Hi Pace guys. Hi Jeff. Bonds, what's up? Did you miss me? I missed you. Hi, Rick. Great to see you. So, I love you all. How's it going, Patty? Let me give you a cyber love hug. Cyber love hug. It's a great night. I had to come out here. I'm sorry I'm late. Usually I want to try to get the show on the road around like 6, 7, or 8. And, well, I'm glad you like them, Patty. I love my hugs too, because I do feel the energy coming from you guys when I do them. You know what? The reason why I haven't been on either is because I need time for me and my back, and you know, it is what it is with my back. You know what? For those that don't know me, I'm Raccoon 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Oklahoma. And I've been in recovery from crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. And I go through my depression, anxiety, panic attacks I think a little OCD at times. My chronic back pain. I think my chronic back pain is the biggest monster. And I'm not talking about this type of monster. So, and also, these shades are courtesy of Mama Snoop. So, much love to her and all that stuff. Well, that's good, Jeff. I'm happy for you. Always good to hear positivity. And well, somebody's racing. Hi, healing. I just made it home. My grandkids start school Thursday at Queen. I'll contact you later tonight. God bless, beautiful woman with a beautiful smile. What's up, Mom? Hey, Rocky Queen, it's your UK fan. Well, I have a fan. You want to see my only fan? Huh? I know you guys do. You want to see a magic trick? But Rocket, it's too early. It's never too late for a magic trick. Ready? So we're going to say, Evil Rick. He's such a... No, I can't say that. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Let's think of a... Evil Rick. Drinking Java Monster with ants. That ain't sick. Jeez, man. Here, Doctor. Yeah, Doctor just said it. No, come. Oh. That wasn't bad at all. Make it. Alright, make it look. Hi, make it. Honey ho. We're gonna do a magic trick. Here we go! Ta-da! See, that's my only fan. Oh, I do declare, it's just right out. Yes, it is. Where's Bruce the Bigfoot, I wonder? Is he out partying with Charlie the Coyote? Oh, anybody want a fan? Here. I have more magic tricks up my sleeve. Oh, that's right. I don't have any sleeves. But later on. But it's great to be here, guys. It really is. I've been putting shorts up. For filler, I guess. But I do mean what I say on my shorts. You know, I feel a lot of times I am fighting back against the enemy. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about, I'm going to say them. Trolls. Okay? People with demonic intentions and all that stuff. I can play with the trolls. Sometimes I don't say anything and all that. But they're not going to keep this Queen's Light Brigade from not being a positive light on YouTube. I try, Mom. I know my jokes fall flat sometimes. I can't always hit the mark. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, hold on. Yeah, Healing came in late. Okay, so I had to give her a special one. All right, hold on. Cyber Lover Healing Oracle. There. I'm sorry. I think everybody, when they first come in, they should say, yeah, cyber hug. You know, how I usually do it. So you got home safe. Thank God, right? You want a hug? Oh my. See what you started, Healing? See what you started? You don't want my only fan? Mom, you don't want my only fan? That's better. Hold on. Here you go. Here you go, Mom. Cyber Love Hug! There you go. Thanks, Healing. I hope you do. I hope you do. Yeah, you better feel my love. The trolls are gonna feel it too. Bam. Anyway. Hi, Bree. How are you? Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade. It's Saturday Night Fever. Time to dance. Time to put on our boogie shoes. Actually, if you haven't seen already, Jim's at it again, guys. Jim's at it again. He is dancing. He is dancing. Hi, Ross. You light up the room, this little light of mine. I'm going to let it shine. Nobody has power to snuff that light. Like in the words of Alan John, nobody's going to blow out this candle in the wind. Trust me. Doesn't matter. Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades. All right. One of my favorite songs from Motorhead, Lemmy. I miss you, Lemmy. Anyway, yeah. They didn't pay me to say this. How you doing, Ross? I always have to say that because everybody, like, and their dog tries to plug something, like, say, like an editing software or, you know, memberships or whatever. I don't usually smoke. I don't know what. I smoked cigarettes off the reservation when I traveled up there. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I'm killing myself still. You know, people don't have to, tell me anything different. You know, at least my rationalization, okay, my justification is, well, at least I'm not shooting up dope and smoking crack or drinking. Okay, my father, when I was 16, he died from alcoholism, all right? He died from a lot of things. He died from emphysema. All right, he died from a brain tumor. But back then, in 1987, you could smoke in hospitals. Even if you're on your deathbed, you could still smoke cigarettes. Back then, you could get cigarettes in the coffee shop of a hospital. You know what I mean? So, I've told this story once before, or a few times, where my parents were divorced, and actually my mom had a restraining order against my father at that time in 1987, but the judge allowed it for us to go down there to see my father 2 weeks before he passed away. 2 weeks before I passed away, before my husband. Oh my God, what the hell is wrong with me? My father, okay, before we went down to North Carolina, 2 weeks before he passed away, he told my mom to get Winston Lights. That's why he smoked. And he's like, Karen, but get him in North Carolina because that's where big tobacco is. And my mom said to my dad, but Al, you can't smoke in the hospital. Oh, yes, you can, Karen. They're allowing me to smoke. Now, they do that for a pacifier because they're on their last legs. You know, they're going to die off soon. So it's just to keep them comfortable or whatever. You know what I mean? So, well, back then, cigarettes were $2.50. I think, because I bought a pack of cigarettes, my first pack of cigarettes, it was $2.50 in 1987. They were Cools. Anyway, so we went down to North Carolina, and we saw the Charles Daniels tour bus, Charlie Daniels band tour bus, which was cool. And I wanted to knock on the door to see if he would let me in, but oh well. So we got to my father's house, and he still had alcohol in the fridge. Well, of course, my mom poured out everything, and here I am trying to just have a little taste of it. All that stuff. My mom didn't like that too much. Anyway, so we went up to my father. Okay, we gave him the carton of cigarettes. He was in so much pain that he can only wear a sheet, put a sheet over him, and all that. And so he got the pack of cigarettes and he lined the cigarettes up in the hospital tray, where you put your food on top and all that stuff. And so he got one out, and all he did was this. All right. He put it down in the ashtray, let it burn out, and smoked another dragon stuff, and that was it. So when it comes to me smoking cigarettes, that's the least of my worries. My biggest monster right now is my back. Hi, David. How are you? Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade, Saturday Night Fever. And the funny thing about it is, Jim doesn't smoke cigarettes either. He hates the smell of smoke, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But he picked me. But when I'm in a hospital setting, it is hard to quit. When I'm in a hospital setting, like say for my back or whatever, okay? I don't think about smoking cigarettes. Maybe every once in a while after I eat or whatever, right? But I make sure when I'm coming home, I'm discharged from the hospital, I say, don't forget to bring my cigarettes. I'll call them twice. Make sure you bring my cigarettes, you know. David's like, I'm good. I hanged out with you guys a couple weeks ago. 18 months clean. Well, way to go, David. Hold on. Cyber recovery hug! David, just by you telling us your clean time, once again, you're being an inspiration to others. That you too, and me too, and everybody can get themselves clean if they really wanted to. So you are a miracle today. You are an inspiration tonight. So please give everybody love. Everybody just give hearts and love to David, please. Well, way to go, Mom. So months like 2019, I was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I turned to drink to cope. I've been sober three years now. Well, give Mom some love too, because she's being an inspiration and all that, and she is a miracle. So, cyber recovery hug! Debbie, I think we're all addicted to shopping at 4 a.m. on Amazon. But if it's causing you, difficulties with your family, financially and whatever, yeah. Look at Amalda Marcos way back in the 80s. They found that she had like 20,000 pairs of shoes or something. Gambling is an addiction. Wow! Wow, people are in recovery tonight here. 22 years sober. Slow, you are an inspiration. You are a miracle. And show some love to Slow too. Cyber recovery hug! I know, Debbie, I'm only kidding, okay? I'm only kidding. We are a community about recovery, and you can even be in recovery for your mental health too. Like say, well, you haven't had a panic attack in 6 months. That's recovery, so you can recover for mental health too. I'm just high on life, Tony. I'm sweating. I'll admit. Time to get that fan out. It is. It is. And here, you guys want to get fanned off? What's up, Brett? I'm fanning you off too. Australians in the house. Oi, 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 oi. Down, Daniel. Hold on. Hold on. Hold the scroll. All right. Daniel, how are you? Oh, man. Let me give Daniel a hug. Daniel, I was wondering if you were going to show up tonight. Daniel, cyber love hug. How are you? Rocktastic. Oh man, woo. What's up, Heather? Okay, it's not a feeling. Wait, hold on. Danielle. Okay, it's not a feeling. Neither is fine, which is fucked up, erotic, neurotic, emotional. I say that, you know, because everybody says, I'm fine. No, you're not. Don't say that, because if you're fine, then we gotta talk. How you doing? How am I doing? I'm sweating. What did I do today? Well, let's see. I laid in bed. Well, Peachy's okay. I laid in bed because of my back and all that, and I really didn't know what I was gonna do today. I put out a few shorts, you know, to pass the time by. But I'm gonna admit some, guys. I love you, Mom. Thank you, Kimberly. Yeah, but our air conditioning and stuff, I mean, it works only in one room. You know, because we have to get the insulation. Sure, Crimson. How are you? Nice to see you. Welcome to Queen's Light Brigade. This Saturday Night Fever. So it's Cyber Love. I'm rocktastic. I'm out here with everybody. You know, Daniel was asking me what I was doing, you know, and I was laying down for most of the day. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I wanted to stream, but I wanted to stream outside, and I kept looking at the temperature. I It was still really hot. And the last stream I did was last week. And yeah, it's, look, you know, but I'm too hot to handle, guys. I'm too hot to handle. But I did it anyway. But last week I streamed over 6 hours in the heat. And I think the heat broke me towards the end. And I told my husband, I said, I'm not going to stream for 6 hours. I'm only going to do my 3. You know what I mean? I hear ya. And what sucks about this Crimson is our car does not have any air conditioning in it. We're borrowing a car. And all that. And so we haven't gone to the store or anything because during the day because it's too hot. That's right. Too hot to handle with the flames. Flames on the glass is hot. Yep, hot. And these are from Mama Snoop. By the way, I hope she's doing all right. Yeah. You know what just happened? And that just flew in my mouth. Once again. I'm just the queen of the gnats, I guess. Believe me, when I'm out here, and there's not many gnats, but one I guess just was straggling along and just, oh, there's a hole. Let me just check this out. What do you think, Kevin? I'm into metal. Metal hard rock. I was actually in a band back in the 80s called Vicious Bite. Yeah. Anyway. I used to be a drummer back. What? Why is this? Healing says I'd rather sweat like a pig than freeze like a popsicle. Then that is there to remind us all to be thankful. The more struggles we have, the closer to Jesus we are. The devil hates it. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I've been in this game for a long time. I know the trolls come and go. You know, and a lot of people can't handle it. And when you try to be a positive light towards people or towards the community, say of YouTube or whatever, people are going to be shot down or they try to shoot people down. So, you know, I like having fun with the trolls at times, and sometimes I'm like, you're not worth my time. And I thank God I have Rick as a moderator. He knows. He knows me pretty well. Rick's like, I'd rather be cooler. You can always put on more clothes to get warm, but you can only take so many clothes off before you get arrested. Well, here in Rocklahoma, I can take everything off. Oh my God, there goes the neighborhood. We don't want that. Life is good, guys. You know, I take this stream as my purpose in life. I've been meant to do this. Well, about 100 feet is my in-laws. And that was my mother-in-law's house. But they can hear me. Trust me. Even if I just talk normal, they can still hear me. Apparently, over there is Jim's grandfather's house that we had in the family for a long time. And back in 2021, when my mother-in-law passed away, that house got foreclosed on because it was living in by Jim's cousin, and we lost it. So somebody else is living there, named Preston, by the way. And apparently he called the sheriff's on me a couple of weeks ago, but in the middle of the mountains, everyone is naked this time of year. Yep, skinny dipping. Yep. But I think he's the one that called the sheriffs and stuff that I was talking a little bit too loud. Or no, somebody called the sheriffs. All right, get this. Somebody called the sheriff. And so the next day, Jim went to the mailbox. And when he was going to the mailbox, a sheriff's SUV was in the driveway. And I had to work on that short too. That's another thing. So he's like, what's going on? He says, well, somebody called the sheriff's last night, and we're just seeing if there's any more disturbances out here. And then Jim put two and two together, saying, oh boy, oh boy. So he told the sheriff, he says, oh, he says, that disturbance wasn't a couple fighting. That was my wife doing a live stream outside. She's a streamer on YouTube. He was not impressed, the sheriff. He was not impressed. And so he's like, whatever, dude, whatever. And so after Jim told him that could be the disturbance, he left. Go figure. You know. So if you notice, I don't have my megaphone out. But there's a breeze. And that's not coming from my mouth either. All the hot air I'm spewing out. Well, the thing is, I'm going to tell you, healing. Well, there's another story about him, too, that happened years ago. And I'm not going to... He has issues. Okay? Mental health issues. Really. But during a wildfire about a year and a half ago, you know, like I've told people on the stream, we almost lost our whole house. Thank God we didn't. So, when we went back to the house, Preston was talking to, you know, the people that do the gas lines and the electric and whatever, right? So, I went over there and I said hi. And this guy was here for like, what, 2 years before we even talked. So I went over there and I said, hi, I'm Vicky, how you doing? I went over there and I said, hi, my name's Vicky, how you doing? You know, and he's like, oh, my name's Preston. And I said, oh, really? I said, that's my grandfather's name. So we were talking about that and stuff. And he was very personable, very friendly, all that, okay? And this was after this one incident he had, you know, because of his mental health issues, okay? So, one day, after that, I went on his lawn to the other people's house and stuff like that because they lost everything. They lost 6 cars, no house, and the guy's a Vietnam veteran, and his name is, good night, Kimberly. Good night, Heather. I love you both. Cyber love. But right now, Jerry has his house. They rebuilt it, you know, and all that. Thank God. But so I was filming, you know, Jerry's house and what damage was done, whatever. He was out and he has chickens and rabbits. And he's like, hello. I'm like, oh, hello. And of course I, you know, put the camera down, you know. And I said, I'm filming my live stream right now. He said, that's okay. And I asked him about his rabbits and his chickens. Now his rabbits are named Willie, Waylon, and Dolly. Or no, Reba. And stuff. So he was very friendly. Okay? But I guess with enough talking from this Jersey girl, he's like, enough is enough. You know? But it happens. Becoming Kimberly says, see you later. I always like seeing that you're still doing your thing. Night. Hi, Ronnie. How are you? But, it's pretty quiet around here, despite me, yapping my gums. Ronnie, okay is not a feeling. I was explaining that to Danielle. Okay is not a feeling, and neither is fine. Fine means fucked up irrational, neurotic, emotional, and stuff. So you're either happy, maybe angry, maybe, anxious. That's a feeling. I'm sorry, Ronnie. What's going on with you? Here, let me give you a cyber love hug. Cyber love hug to Ronnie. What's going on, Ronnie? Yes, King. After, ha ha ha. You're wrong with that. I'm actually, Greg the Hammer. Actually, I'm an AI wrestler, Afton. AI wrestler. Greg the Hammer. AI wrestler. Anyway. That's not my name, Afton. Here, see? I've had that tooth since I was 7 years old. Because I thought it was an upside down tooth, so. I have a best friend that is hooked on fentanyl, and I worry about him too much. When was the last time you talked to him? I'm sorry that you're going through that. Addiction affects everybody. Yesterday, you didn't give him money, right? I hope. So Ryan, so what did you talk to your friend about? My son, Sean, is addicted to fentanyl, meth, and alcohol, and God knows what else. And I use a lot of tough love on my son, and Healing and I are on the same page. I'm going to tell, and I'm not going to, listen, Ryan, I love you. Okay, I love you. I generally do. Okay? You care about your friend. But did it seem like he's only talking to you like he wanted the $20? Did he ask you for the $20 or you just gave it to him? Hi, Martin. How are you? Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade. Listen, Ronnie, about a year and a half ago, I gave my son 100. Okay? It was that one time. It was against my conscience. I knew he was lying to me. Okay? But if he calls up ever again, which he hasn't, he's not going to get money. You just gave it to him because you felt guilty, right? And Ronnie's like, that's what you're struggling with too, is like you're going through your mind like, did he overdose on my $20? Ronnie, you shouldn't feel guilty. he's a grown-ass man and stuff. You do care about him. You care about his well-being, okay? But if he just comes around for the money, you have to set your boundaries. Boundaries are okay to set. Yes, and I worry about him every day to the point I get myself sick. Is he in the neighborhood where you're at, Ronnie? So every time you pass him, it triggers that? You just have to pray. Just pray about him and say, dear God, please, protect my friend at all costs and lead him the way to get some help. You understand what I'm saying? He lives on my property in a tent. He's been my best friend for 15 years. If he's mentally doing that to you, you have to tell him, listen, I can't do this anymore. And I know it's hard to say that. Maybe have another friend. Well, because no, that would be. But if you have another friend that would help you to convey the messaging, I can't do this anymore, you have to go either to the shelter or get yourself some help. Tell him, I'll be willing to drive you to detox if you need it, because you're going to die. Tell him that. And say, I'll support you in every which way if you go to detox and then a rehab. I do, but I give him. What's up, this? Hold on. This pan. Cyberlove. Yeah, Hurricane Vic is coming at you. You're loving him to death, Ronnie. You're loving him to death. And God forbid if something does happen, you have to tell him, I can't do this anymore. I feel like I'm killing you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Give him a week and stand firm on what you believe in. Have say another friend of yours that's a mutual friend of your friend and tell him. Ryan, I've walked away from a few people. It's hard, but sometimes it just has to be done. Yeah. Because look what's going on with your mental state. You're depressed. Your anxiety's high. You know? You just have to stand firm, and that's it. And if he gets angry at you, so be it. That's the addict talking. And that's a form of manipulation, too. To say, oh, see, you don't fucking care about me. Fuck off. You're not my friend. You know, and all this stuff, right? That's just manipulation. That's all about control also. So he can gain power over you. Just tape a treatment flyer on your doors with a message saying, love you, bro, but I can't. My mental state over, it's not good at all. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. You know? And give them about a week. And say, you know what, if you're not off my property or if you don't want to go to treatment and stuff, sorry, bud, you gotta go. I know it's easier said than done. And all that. But if it's making you this sick, God forbid if you had a heart attack or a stroke over this, which he didn't cause, by the way. Okay? I'm just saying. Because of all the stress that you're going through. Don't let... And evil Rick's like, don't let anybody drag you down the drain just because they're going. Or if you really want to get hardcore and all that, where it's like, all right, well, I'll give you a week and all that, and if you're not off my property in a week and stuff, and if you don't go, I'm going to call the cops. Thanks, ZZ. I appreciate the compliment, ZZ. We're here for you, Ronnie. If you ever need a vent or anything, we're always going to be here. Oh, you're going to throw your mama off the train? Craig? That's not a nice thing to do, Craig. To throw mama off the train. To throw your mama off the train. That's not nice. Maybe somebody should throw you off the train, Craig. Healing with a frying pan, right? Whack. Either that or a shoe. My mother used to get the wooden spoon. Licky? I'm gonna get you with a wooden spoon. That was our thing. That was our thing. She never used it on me. Maybe once she did. I was hiding underneath the bed. Whatever, and she just tried to whack me, you know. But yeah. But I had a boyfriend who got abused when he was a kid. And his father used a belt, you know, with a belt buckle and a twitch and everything. Like a branch and stuff. And of course, when he grew up, he continued with the pattern. And his father was a church deacon too. He was born in North Carolina. Not me, I don't think. You did? Is he out partying with Bruce the Bigfoot? Roscoe Pico train. Well, I had that too, actually. I think my son got that once too with washing my mouth out with soap. Well, Lisa Welsher from Facts of Life, that was an old 80s TV show, by the way, guys. She caught a lot of fire, a lot of controversy, because she used to say she used tobacco sauce on her kid's tongue if they said a swear word or if they talked back to her or whatever. Yeah. And she's Christian too. I'm going to tell you, kids need that today. But parents are too busy on their cell phones now. When my two kids were growing up, my ex-in-laws and my mom used to put the kids in timeout. What did that do? Nothing. So, he only like, I snuck out one time, crossed the cow field, slipped on shit, fell and shit, and so got my ass whooped. What's up, Lisa? How are you, honey? Yeah, one time. How you doing, Lisa? Let me give you a cyber love hug. Cyber love hug! How are you? Great to see you. I never had any of those problems. I was never home. Yeah, Rick, tell them about your story. We're talking about, like, I guess, parents disciplining us the old school way. Nowadays, parents are afraid to hit their kids. I'm not talking about this hit. I'm talking about, like, maybe a slap on the butt and whatever. Because they're afraid that, you know, family services is going to be called or whatever. There was a couple times where my mom slapped me across the face back in my addiction. growing up. Never mind. Don't worry. No, don't worry about it. I'll do it on your terms, Rick. I love you, Rick. You know that. I love you, Rick. Cyber love hug. I thank God for you. You got spanked in the sword beforehand. I grew up when did that happen? How come nobody told me? I'm telling you, my husband that passed away, Ed, 15 years ago, you and him would get along. Because he was a kid at heart. He got into some mischief. You know, kids don't have any discipline today. What did you do, Lisa, in the store? Do you want a candy bar or what? Wait, hold on, let me see something real quick. Well, I'm not laughing, but yeah. You probably wanted a candy bar or a toy or something, and you screamed bloody hell, and your mother was like, stop that, stop, and whatever. You weren't stopping, and then she smacked you on the butt. Do you think you deserved it? Like I said, my kids grew up when timeout was a thing, and that didn't do them any good. Oh, God. It only hurt for what? 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes. I'm just saying, you know, Lisa, back then you could have belt marks all over you, and the teacher would laugh, point it out, and everyone laughs. Well, I don't know about that, healing. See, I grew up in Jersey. All right, we didn't have a corporal punishment with a paddle or anything, okay? We had, like, you know, detention or whatever, but what did she use, Lisa, her pocketbook? Rick is this. Hold on. Rick is saying, I was working on a farm throwing hay when I was 12 or 13. I rode dirt bikes a lot. Got my first street bike years before I had a driver's license. Traded my 1957 Ford Fairlane for the bike. Are you serious? A 57 Ford Fairlane. Are you serious? Did you ever see the movie Ford Fairlane with Andrew Dice Clay back in the 80s? And Motley Crue was actually the band that was in the movie. No, I think either Slaughter or Motley Crue. But anyway, I grew up in Bible Belt, Kentucky. They didn't take bowing out of the school system until I was a freshman. Yeah, see, we never had that. You know, but my boyfriend Howie, he talked about when he was growing up in school, where they would paddle him or something like that. I don't know. Oh, paddle with a ball, hitting the tennis ball against the wall, but not that. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The kid's toy. Well, that's a lot of fun. I had a 1950 Chevy Apache pickup. I traded for the Ford. My friend John, who passed away and stuff, I was trying to help his son get clean. He rebuilt a 1957 Chevy truck. Yeah, those are fun, right? What about like jacks? You ever played jacks? If I got paddled at school, I also got it when I got home. Have you ever played slapjack with the cards? We're talking about jacks and then go to slapjack. I never got in trouble in school until high school. And then I dropped out because of the drugs and all that crap. Full throttle, what's up? Cyber full throttle, love hug. How's it going? Cyber love hug. How are you? Oh, I am. You missed the magic trick I had. We were talking about sobriety. Now we were talking about discipline. How kids nowadays aren't disciplined. I was talking about how my two kids had been given timeout instead of, like, you know, smacked on the ass, you know, like we used to. The magic trick, oh. Who wants to see a magic trick? I only got in trouble a couple times. Doing something. Alright, you do? Alright. Ready for this? Alright, let's see. Alright. Alright, Lisa, this is for you. You know I love you, right? So let me give you a cyber love hug. Cyber love hug! Alright, so you want to see a magic trick? Alright. So we have to come up with a saying. Alright. This voice, I'm going to tell you something, has been through a whole hell of a lot of a life than you have. Guaranteed. Yeah, talk about Hurricane Vic, dishpan. It's going to be a tsunami in about a minute. All right, Lisa, here we go with a magic trick. Ready? We're gonna put Lisa wants a magic trick. Here's one that won't make you sick. Yeah, smartphones are dumb. They're Lisa. They're healing. They're Rick. So for those that want my OnlyFans, here it is. Why should I give you something, Bob? All right. Just for you, Bob, I'll give you one. One OnlyFans. There. Okay? Just one. There you go. That's my one OnlyFans for you, Bob. Enjoy. Lisa, when I was in my addiction, I wasn't very nice. I was vicious. And I had a tongue like a viper. And if you didn't have what I wanted, then it would have been like, I didn't want to have anything to do with you. But I see right now how the world is. It's getting darker and darker and darker, and that's why the Queen's Light Brigade, we're trying to create a wildfire change to diminish the darkness in the world. I know we're not going to get all the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. You know, and a lot of people are going through a lot of mental illness, whether it be depression, anxiety. Look what happened to Perez Hilton. Okay, look what's happening with Ariana Grande. Okay? Something's off. Something's off. And I see it through my flame-toids. Even with Perez Hilton. And there's another video, I'm not going to mention the artist or the singer's name, but there's another video like that too. And it's all demonic, guys. It's all demonic. You know? And I just want to do good in the world. Okay? I don't expect... How am I echoing? But real nice grandson, right? Healing? No. But that's the problem with the world today, is everybody's focusing on what's on the phone and not what's happening in our lives and the other lives of the people that we love. Forsaken Rage, what's up? Hello from Greece, how are you? I was mean. You know, I stole, I lied, I manipulated people. I did what I could to get my drugs and stuff. I stole from my grandparents and my mother and all that. Did I think about it? Of course I did. Well, I should have never done that with Grandma's brooch and stuff, because she had ever since she was a kid. Yeah, but then I used just to forget about what I did. You understand what I'm saying? It's a vicious cycle. And the more my addiction progressed, the more money I needed, and the badder I got. I'm not proud about what I did, but I know God forgave me for everything, because here I am. I have a purpose. I should have been dead years ago. You know? I'm certain, like any other addicts out there, they're doing the same thing I did. I'm going to say this too. And I didn't know this until I went to rehab. Well, I went to a lot of rehabs. But addicts are two people. And when an addict wants to off themselves, commit suicide, they want to kill the addict. They don't want to kill themselves. No. They don't want to kill themselves. They want to kill the addict. And look what happens, right? And I was at that point at some times. Metal Huntress, how you doing? Hey, we aren't perfect and we shouldn't judge anyone. We all make mistakes. Don't act like your life is perfect. Trying to back you up, I'm new. How you doing, Metal? What group do you like, Metal? I know I'm far from perfect. People think, oh, wow, Rocket, you're so happy all the time. You're so joyful. I try to be transparent with what I go through, so people can relate. People always judge me and mocks me, and it sucks. Yeah, but you have to take it with a grain of salt. I listen, the trolls come on here. Sometimes I like to play with them, and sometimes it's like I don't say anything. You have to take it from the source. You understand? And don't worry about it. I'm just saying. But people on here can be so vile, okay? You don't think somebody's gonna just say something bad, but it turns out to be, they can be so demonic and vile. Hi, Dusty, how are you? And when and this stream is not about me. It's about the Queens Light Brigade. And I just want to say once again, I am so proud of each and every one of you that's building something greater than yourself. All right? You are trying to be a light on YouTube. Not me. I'm just a facilitator. What song did you sing, Dusty? We all been there. My husband thinks I scream instead of sing. Eraser? Oh! I know that's, yeah. Wait, I think, hold on. There's something. Oh, shoot. I think there's a, hold on. Oh, look. See him? Come out. He's gonna come out the other side. But, you hear him? He's gonna come out over on this side. It's either, see, I have flip-flops on, I can't, shoot. That's why I wanted to come out here. Hold on. That's why I wanted to come out here. Hold on. It was either a possum or an armadillo. And I think it was an armadillo. Because he usually takes his path back here. You see? And I can't. Hold on. Yeah, I'm calling it like a cat. Isn't that nice? But I was out here the other night. Right? And I didn't have my phone. And I was walking side by side with an armadillo. And I wonder if he's... Hold on. Let me climb up the tree. Oh. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry for the interruption. But it can be very interesting back here at night. And that's why I stream out here at night. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. That's why I have my husband's flashlight. Because I just had a feeling a critter like a possum or an armadillo was going to show up. But not Bruce the Bigfoot. But I apologize for, breaking the conversation and everything else. But I know you guys would appreciate if you saw like a possum or an armadillo or whatever. Because I know I appreciate nature. So Dusty, you sang Erasure, Chains of Love, Boogie Shoes. Hi, Vanessa, how are you? Tamara's like, I love fun people. Are you fun? Your glasses tell me you're a fun person that I would hang around with. Much love to you, Vanessa. And you know what, Tamara? I'm going to give you a cyber love hug because that's how I show my love and appreciation for you being here. So here we go. Cyber love hug! No, I'm kind of boring. Ask anybody. Racer, you told me the other night. Because, hold on, Racer, hold on. Cyber love hug! There, Racer. That's how the Queen rolls. That's how the Queen Light Brigade rolls. Not just me, guys. That sounds boring. There, Racer. There's the chicken. Should I turn the chicken into Darth Vader, Racer? Huh? Let's turn the chicken into Darth Vader. Let's do a magic trick. Today's my 41st birthday, y'all. I'm blessed to look 30. I don't know, but my genes are great. Ah! Well, happy birthday, Tamara. Let me give you a cyber happy birthday hug. Or no, maybe I should sing, all right? All right, hold on. Here we go. All right, hold on. Where's Bob? Bob, I'm sorry, Dusty. Bob, sorry. Glitch there. Dusty, listen to this. All right, hold on. Ready? All right, so. Thanks to Mama Snoop. Wait. All right, wait. Tara, hold on. This is for you, Tara, all right? All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Tamara. Happy birthday to you. And many more. There you go. Well, this is the point of having it live streamed outside. I love having a lot of fun. I like getting to know people and stuff. And I know a lot of people that are scrolling through YouTube, they're just feeling lost and empty, and they're not getting anything out of it. For those that don't know, I'm Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Rockloma. And the only reason why I stream is to help people. That's it. I don't do this for the money. I don't do this for fame. I don't want to be called an influencer either. No influencer. I just share my experience, strength, and hope with people that they can achieve sobriety or manage some kind of mental health in their life. Thanks, Nick. I'm sweating. I gotta lie. But, yeah, happy birthday with the chicken at the end. Fantastic. I thought I was gonna be Darth Vader. I don't know. I think Darth Vader's kind of short-circuited. You're welcome, Tamara. Anything to make your day brighter. That's how I see it. No, I'm boring. I'm 21. Tamara, I'm 21. Yes, I am. I'm 21. 21 forever, baby. I'm 21 with 34 years experience. How about that? You have to have fun in this life. And I'm going to say this. Ever since COVID, there has been a shift in the atmosphere and with people. People don't know how to have fun anymore. People take themselves too seriously anymore. I don't. You know, people have forgotten to be decent to one another. Or just give people random acts of kindness. You know what I mean? I have... right here, baby. I'm doing all right. Trust me. I'm doing all right. I haven't even opened my Java Monster because it, you know, caffeine dehydrates. So I'm not doing it yet. I appreciate each and every one of you. That says something about you as people trying to be the light of the world to make the world a better place. Yeah, 21 with 34 years experience. It started before COVID, but it came on strong during. Yeah! And it's getting more demonic. It's getting more darker, guys. Look what happened to Paris Hilton and Ariana Grande. And there's another artist or a singer that's doing the same thing with the bloody, you know, I'm not... It's all demonic. I know for me, I have my armor of God on. Always. But I think a lot of people, they're sick and tired of the darkness. They're sick and tired of the negativity, especially on YouTube. Hold on. Cameron says, COVID never struck me. I did what I wanted when I wanted. Fuck. Yeah! I was a homebody anyway, so it really didn't mean like I was missing out on anything. We're not going to get political. We don't get political on this channel. All right? But when it comes to certain things, we, try to phrase it a little bit, if you know what I mean. COVID, and actually you can look this up, okay, and this is why I wish I was in my studio. COVID was just a test on who was going to be compliant and who wasn't. Okay? There's going to be something bigger than COVID. And boy, is it going to be a boomer. Thanks, Dwight. Hi, McSleeves. You remind me so much of a former co-worker. You could be your twin. Bingo sister. She is a fantastic... All right, Racer. All right, wait, hold on. She is a fantastic impersonator. Bigfoot, Darth Vader, Daffy Duck. Oh my God. All right. Yes, I can. And thanks to Mama Snoop. Mama Snoop is a moderator, and she gave me 9 pairs of this because having the glasses is my trademark. All right, so here we go. For you, Racer. for you. Ready? Who wants... Hey, Bruce. Bruce, are you... I don't even think he's around. All right, hold on. Yo. Oh, I think there's... Oh, hold on. Oh, whoa. What's going on here? Huh? Well, you're ruining our party out there with all that whispering you're doing. Oh, I'm sorry, yelling. Oh. Wait, fine, Bruce. Hold on, Bruce. There. Well, I think, hold on. I think I hear. You look so Irish. You want to kiss me, Trish? You want to kiss me, Tish? I'm Irish. Kiss me. Or I look like a chocolate mint ice cream cone. Should I do an Irish jig? Yeah, right. I think the cops already been called. Hold on, let me see some here. Hold on. Hold on, I have to do something here. We're gonna take a little walk. And we're gonna take a little walk. I'm here, guys. I'm here. We're gonna take a little walk. Yes. We're gonna see what Bigfoot is doing. me to see what Bigfoot's doing. You know what? Oh, look! In the distance! There's Bigfoot! He's walking. Oh my God! Bigfoot! Did you see him? He's walking. Let me take a picture of him. Let me take a picture of Bigfoot. Oh, I took a picture of Bigfoot. Let's see if I can get it on my camera. Or let me get it. Hold on, guys. These branches are gonna poke my eyes out. Hold on, let me see if I can get let me see if I can get the image of Bigfoot on my magic crystal. You ready? Let's see. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, look, guys! My magic crystal! Look! He does exist! How about that? I told you he was alive. You see? Thank God for my magic crystal. Yeah. I caught him on the way back to his disco party. I'm surprised he didn't offer me a Java Monster or anything. Get away from the face. Oh. See, he does exist, guys. See? Told you. And I have him right on my magic crystal. There you have it. He lives. He exists. Honey, I need another ice water. How you doing, Smash? Cyber love hug to you. Cyber love hug. Thank you. Mama Snoop, one of our moderators on the Queen's Light Brigade, gave me 9 pairs. 9 pairs. I believe, and Racer's like, I believe you. If you ever see him, you give him a cyber hug from me. I will. I think he's just scared of my voice, my whispering voice. Because he just said, you know, they were trying to have a party back there, a disco party, and pretty much I ruined all the fun with my whispering, raspy, smoky, Jersey, junky voice. So I don't know, man. He is real. Yep, here we go. Right there. There he is. He is real. And if you ever want a Bigfoot hunter, let me know, because my husband Jim is a Bigfoot hunter. Believe me, I know it's perfect. I hope you guys are having fun. I know I am. This is what the Queen's Light Brigade's all about, guys. It's about getting together, having a positive, uplifting time, especially when somebody's going through a mental illness like depression, anxiety, maybe they're going through addiction or alcoholism of any kind. Thanks, Lindy, I'm sorry. Yeah, talk about a ton. I'm a ton, all right. I'm almost halfway there. No, not halfway. A ton is 2,000 pounds. So I'm like, maybe 1/3 of it. Smash is like, you're always positive. I love it. It's infectious. If you see Bigfoot giving my number here to make a great fishing partner, me too. What do you like to know? I'm not a man, I'm a hurricane. Ask this. I'm a hurricane, Vic, that can turn into a tsunami. You got that? You got that? You got that? Amy, I'm not. I'm hot. I'm too hot to handle. No. You ask anybody that knows me on here. Amy, why don't you stick around and maybe you'll be, what the hell is that? Well, look at this, guys. You can't see it. But, oh, it just dropped. Oh, no, it's in. Look at here. That's a beetle. And not one of the beetles either. That could be the 5th beetle like Peter Best was. Yeah, this live stream could be bugging. Right, you're right, Amy. No, it's a beetle. And I laid him down by my magic crystal and all that. But tonight, we actually had a little baby frog in our house. Go figure. No, it's the 5th beetle. It's Peter Best. Well, Lindy, I like you too, and you know what? I'll give you a cyber love hug. Okay? Thanks for being here. I do appreciate you. I do. I mean that sincerely. Cyber love hug! Well, tell us a joke, Amy. Amy, tell us a joke that we can all laugh at. If you have a sense of humor, tell us a joke. What do women and rock have in common? Hold on. What do women and rock have in common? Rock. They're both jagged. They're both. Give everybody a chance, Amy, before you tell us the answer. What do women and rocks have in common? I have no idea. I'm trying. I was thinking of the addiction side to it, but I'm not going to go there. If they're flat, you can skip them. Hey! Well, how about that? How about, you know what? I like that, Amy. I really do. That is funny. All right. This is like, I guess, the wilding out version. All right, so where did Napoleon keep his, well, you sound like nothing, Freddie. Believe me, this voice has been through a lot in its lifetime. So I'm grateful to have a voice. And here you are, being a thumb thug on a screen, and you're an editor for Freddie Mercury? Yeah, that tells you something about you. He probably steals a lot of edits from Freddie Mercury and all that crap, and but oh well. Nope. Dwight, nope. Originally, I'm not. So guess where? So in his little sleeveys. Who has another joke, guys? Ranger, I'm not. Listen. I'm not. Do I look like I'm like concerned? No, I'm not. It's all about their immaturity. That's what it is. Florida, I'm terrible at guessing where people are from. Nope. Do I look like I have a suntan? Nope. From Tennessee? 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 Ordinary people. All right, hold on. I'm thinking East Coast. Where on the East Coast? Smash. You should have known already. Smash. You mean to tell me you don't know? And you've been here So many times. All right, so wait. Amy says a man goes into the bar. Not New Jersey. Watson? No, I don't park the car near my coffee spot. No. I had a cousin that went to Boston University, and at that time, Doug Flutie was the quarterback. All right, so wait a minute. Talks about being the best fence builder. Hey, Jay, I call myself a heifer, believe it or not. My husband doesn't call me a heifer, but I call myself a heifer because you know why? I don't take myself too seriously. I can make fun of myself. Yeah, so we all want to be heard, right, Smash? We all want to be heard. You get it? Because we're a bunch of heifers. We want to be heard. Now that's a joke. Exactly. And for people that come on here that try to be vile or they try to take hot shots or whatever, that shows where they're at in life. They must be miserable. So we have to try to convert them into the Queen's Light Brigade so they're not so dark. They should be in the light somehow, right? Brown chicken, brown cow. Wait. I like that. You are funny. Everyone sing brown chicken, brown cow. Brown chicken, brown cow. That should be the next disco song. Brown chicken, brown cow. And one large heifer singing to a bunch of people on the internet. I love you guys. You know, what's grosser than gross? A troll? When a little person tells, we love you, well, I love you too. Grossest. It's a troll. A troll and pig shit. How about that? What was a good one? Wait. When a little person tells your hair, all right, yeah. Now, all right, there. I glitched. I didn't get that one. I glitched. I need to make the chat like different colors and stuff, you know. I have a dirty joke. You guys want... You want to hear a dirty joke, guys? I mean, a real dirty joke? New York, I give up at this point. You're close! And it's... Smash! Said near Jersey. I'm actually originally from Jersey. Near Jersey. What? I was actually born in New York State, though. I was born in Warwick, New York State, in Orange County. But I lived in Jersey for all my life. No, but I bet you are, since you asked. Cruz. I've been living here in Oklahoma since 2017. And I'm actually surprised I don't have a country twang yet. But I don't think that'll ever go away. Sure. You want my number? You ready? You ready for the number? Get your pen out. I'm going to give you my number. It's 188 You are a creep. You got it? 188 You are a creep. Wait, wait a minute. Amy's like, what did Maxi Pad say to the fart? You are the one beneath my wings. That's a good song, by the way, but it's a sad song because it reminds me of my friend that died while she was pregnant, and yeah, that's not good. All the hot dogs taste like shit. Nice! Awesome, Amy. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. My sister-in-law, who passed away in 2023, I miss her, okay? She was the crazy cat lady. I miss you, Ann. I miss you very much. I miss her sister time. She used to call me Yankee. You were born in North Carolina? Yeah, but a lot of people know I'm not from around here. So I'm making my mark in Oklahoma.
I'll put this back up.
Alright, I need another water.
Huh?
I need another water.
Okay, okay. I'm taking this in because I'll be going to bed soon.
Alright. Upstate New York? Alright, wait a minute. I'm missing a lot of people here. I'm from Tennessee, living in Michigan. Oh my God. The way I had the worst luck with men from Michigan. Both of my exes were from Flint, Michigan. Alright, and they're both dead. So that tells you something. Alright, wait. You guys are getting too funny here. Wait, everyone here gives me shit about my accent. Why though? They're just ribbing you. They're not, Amy's like, I got kicked out of the hospital, apparently, assigned reading stroke patients here. Didn't mean what I thought it did. That's funny. Upstate New York, Jay. Chicago here. Wait a minute, I'm missing all you guys. Maybe they drink. No, that's the funny thing about it, Dwight. Hold on. All right, this is about my my two exes from Flint. My ex-husband, okay, was born in Flint, Michigan. The same as my ex-boyfriend, Ronnie, okay, and stuff. My ex-husband's family is from Gibraltar, so they didn't live in Flint, but Ronnie's family did. But they both moved to New Jersey. That's how I met these guys. You can ask anybody. He rarely likes to be on camera and stuff. But you can see him in my shorts. Well, oh wow. Now that's a trick. That's a joke in itself. You can see him in my shorts and other videos and stuff. But right now, he's getting ready for bed. Yeah, that's what she said. I hope you guys are having a good time. I know I am. I hope you guys are having uplifting time. I know I am. This is what the Queens Light Brigade's all about. It's for people that are so bored with doom scrolling and they're not getting anything out of it. We're trying to create a community that's uplifting, that's a community about recovery, okay? It's a spiritual community. McSleeve's like, I have some family in the city, go up a few times a year. Goddess, look on my live streams and look up husband's 59th birthday bash. You'll get to see the real him. And all that. I've been here almost 10 years now. My husband is a local iron worker. And he's in the union, right, Smash? I'm going to tell you one thing. The unions are corrupted. All the money goes to higher ups. And I'm just saying, I dealt with unions myself, okay? And so did my ex, actually. So, thanks, Jay. I appreciate you. I bet you sound a lot worse than that. You want to hear a cheese grater? Sure. You want to hear me imitate a cheese grater? Okay, we'll do that. There, I just rated you right off the stream, hon. My husband used to work for Nordam, and Tulsa is very big on aviation manufacturing, and he left his job 22 years. Thanks, Goddess. My ex-husband, oh my God. Well, my husband used to be a part of the union too, but Jim, my husband, used to be a pipe fitter. He worked as a journeyman pipe fitter for a few years before he worked in Nordam. That's right, Blake, you got it. Don't do drugs. I bet you're smoking pot right now, Blake. I can smell it. That's for the PSA, Blake. And just for that, Blake, I'm going to give you a cyber love hug. Cyber love hug! There you go. No, Smash! He's doing PSAs for us. Don't do drugs, kids. Do I sound like McGruff from the 80s? Don't do drugs, kids. Take a bite out of crime. Left. Did I sound like McGruff, the crime dog from the 80s? Well, same here, Smash. I love you. I love you. Cyber love hug. Good night. Woo. Nope, don't do drugs. I thank God that I'm survived by a lot of things in my life. No, I'm not. It's not the smoking you do. Nope. They ain't paying me to say this either. No, but Jay, addiction, alcoholism, it's a progressive disease. It has symptoms. You can be addicted to taking aspirin. Believe me, if I ever, which isn't gonna happen, knock on wood, but if I ever relapse, it wouldn't be a little crack, okay? It would be like to blow my heart out. But that's not gonna happen. I've been off crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011, and I still go through panic attacks, depression, anxiety, you know, life on life's terms. What the? What the? Yeah, we can. My son, goddess, my son is addicted to fentanyl, meth, God knows what else, and he's existing in Portland, Oregon. And so every day I pray to God that I don't get a phone call from a detective. Rich, you're not clean. You're still in the throes of alcoholism. Alcohol is a drug. I did that. I'm going to say this real quick. Thank you, goddess. Back in 2004, I got myself clean from the crack and heroin and the alcohol. It was my first real attempt to do it for myself. But after I moved into my new place, and because I was bored and nobody was around, I said, oh, nobody's gonna know. I'll just go up to the liquor store and get myself a 30-pack of Natty Ice and stuff. This one was back in Jersey, by the way. And a pint of Southern Comfort. Did I regret it? Yeah, I did. But it's the vicious cycle, right? If I felt guilty about doing it, I just cover it up with more alcohol and all that stuff. But I pushed the envelope with drinking and stuff. I knew it was going to end up probably the same way as the drugs. Hi, Lenora. An ant stung me between my toes today. What, a fire ant? We have them around here a lot. I never done crack, heroin, or meth. Just drank beer and smoked weed. Are you off it now, Jay? Or you still drink? We all fall sometimes, but you just gotta get get back up and get clean again. That's what matters. And people don't want to go back to rehab or go back to meetings because they feel ashamed, and they shouldn't. You know how many times I relapsed? A lot. You know how many times I actually rose my hand when they said, oh, who's here coming back? Oh, goddess. Oh, goddess. It is. It is. I wish I actually was in my studio to show you, the facts. And I'm talking about a non-biased site that they're saying that weed is still a drug. Have you taken a bunch of X-Lax and see what willpower really does when you take a bunch of X-lax? That was a saying in AA. And you're right. I wish I was in my studios and all that. But listen, you know, that's what you think. But for me, listen, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. For me, a drug is a drug is a drug is a drug. All right? And I believe that pot is good for maybe when somebody has cancer, okay? And they're getting chemo or whatever. I understand. I'm open-minded when it comes to this. Well, yeah, coffee like caffeine, that's a drug. Nicotine, that's a drug. But they're doing a lot of research, guys, where there's such a thing as cannabis psychosis. Because they're making so many strands of whatever they, you know, with one leaf or whatever, they're making all these strands that are so potent that these people are becoming psychotic. I'm not, you know. Hi, Isaiah, how are you? Have a good one, Rich. Let me give you a cyber love hug, Rich. Cyber love hug! Isaiah, cyber love hug to you too. Cyber love hug to Isaiah. So, guys, it's like, I can only smoke indicas. I can't smoke sativas or I end up in the hospital because I'm in a full on panic attack. I understand what you're saying. I really do. He's like, I smoked high school diplomas. Well, damn, I dropped out of high school. If I should have known, I would have smoked high school diplomas with you. I dropped out. Thanks, Jay. I love what you're doing, Queen. You're making a difference in people's lives with your wisdom. Listen, guys, I'm going to say this. With the Queen's Light Brigade, all right, yeah, this is a community of recovery, spirituality. I don't force people to believe what I believe in when it comes to that, okay? I just share my experience, faith, and hope that a lot of people will say, you know what, I need help. You know, if she can do it, I can do it. All that. You know, people, you know, they can't communicate. Like, what we're doing, I know it's through a camera or cell phone, you know, whatever. But people can't actually speak calmly and say, well, this is how I feel about pot. Or this is what I don't agree with you with when it comes to cannabis or something like that. You know what I mean? So I respect your opinion. And you respect mine. And that's it, you know? It's like, you know, you're at the Chinese buffet. I only give suggestions when it comes to certain things. I don't give advice, right? So at a China buffet, right, you take what you want and you leave the rest behind. But they're doing a lot of studies about people with cannabis psychosis and how the pot is a lot stronger than when I used to use it back in 2004 and stuff. But I'm just saying, just because it's legal doesn't make it right either. But that's... What the hell? Dude. Oh! I mean, guys, I'm gonna tell you this. I go through chronic back pain. I've been dealing with it for years. All right. My in-laws, or my nephew-in-law, all right, who lives in my mother-in-law's house, he smokes pot. They have medical marijuana cards. I don't, okay? I'm trying to get this out where they do their thing, okay? But with me, my recovery comes first, okay? Above everything else, my recovery comes first. All the doctors I come in contact with know that I'm a recovering crack and heroin addict since 2004, alcohol since 2011, okay? They can only do so much for me, all right? I'm very transparent when I have to go to the hospital, to the ER. When my back pain gets so bad, okay, I'm not getting any relief whatsoever. So I'll go to the ER. I'll go to the rinky-dink hick hospital here in Cleveland. Okay? And I say that with endearment, by the way. Right off the bat, I tell them I'm in recovery, even though they know me. All right? At times, and I don't ask for it, at times they will give me morphine. One shot, that's it. Sometimes they'll give me morphine or Toradol. You know what I mean? But they know that I can refuse that medication, but I don't, because I tell them I'm not going to run to the dope man to get a whole bundle and shoot myself up. All right? Because I know I'm going to die. I feel blessed. Okay? I should have been dead years ago. All right? Sometimes they'll just give me Toradol. That's all right. I don't care. You know what I mean? So, I had a couple of months ago, I had to have a tube up my nose because I had sepsis, and they gave me fentanyl. 2 shots of fentanyl because they had to put that stupid freaking tube up my nose. And Rick was there when I had it. I did like a live stream in the hospital and stuff. I barely remember any of it. But I don't go to the ER unless I'm really in pain and I'm starting to have panic attacks. Like when my back pain gets to a certain level, I go in panic attacks. Okay? And my husband will drive me to the rinky-dink hick hospital. You know what? That's right, I'm proud of it. Biggie. This voice is of reason. This voice is of wisdom. This voice has been through a lot in its lifetime. Why don't you say it, Big? Oh, that's right. You're thumb thugging and stuff. Darn. I love to hear your voice. Then be respectful. Kindness goes a long way on this channel. So Jay says, all right, hold on. So Jay says, gabapentin puts me in a weird place. Stuff works for neuropathy, but I spaced out. I'll only use it when I need it. You can't do it like that, though. It has to build up. Jay, you know what you said. This is and I'm no doctor, Jay. All right, I'm not talking about the basketball player either. I'm no physician and stuff. I know what works for me. I'm maxed out on the gabapentin. All right, I can't take anymore. Like, they can't raise my doses. That's it. And so if my pain level gets up to that level where I go into panic attacks and whatever, time to go to the hospital. And that's, you have to build up a tolerance for it. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate you too. And so, you know, and I've had the shots in my back too. It's like a crapshoot. Because sometimes the shots work and sometimes the shots don't. You know, like the epidurals they give you and stuff. You're out, they'll give you a general anesthetic for like maybe 15 minutes. They'll shoot you up with the shots in the back and that it works for anxiety too. Did you know that? Mixed sleeves? I didn't know that until the doctor told me. Steven's like, Gavin made my mom act like she was possessed by an alien. Well, some medications aren't for everybody, you know. But it helps me. But the thing is, I've reached the max. So I don't want surgery. By the way, I have sciatica. And it goes down my right leg. It does work. Now, about a few weeks ago, I was having a hard time. And I ended up in the crisis unit for a couple of days, for 3 days, okay? Because of my back and my panic attacks, all right? And I told them I wanted to kill the pain. Not myself, the pain, there's a difference. And they understood that. So they try to adjust my medication there. I take Buspar also. What's up, Damage? I feel you guys. Hold on. Damage, what's up, buddy? I love you. Cyber love hug. Nice to see you. So, Goddess is like, I have sciatica and scoliosis. I remember when I was a kid in school, they used to do scoliosis tests at the nurse's office to see if we have scoliosis and stuff. I remember that. MS. No. I have arthritis in my back also. And it, you know what, guys? It chips away at you, right? Because, like, with me, it's like, I want to go out, say, to eat. Or I want to go out to the lake. Or I just want to just have fun and bowl. You know, like, or whatever. Or just go to an arcade or whatever, right? I mean, my husband would say to me, why don't you go outside? It's very nice, beautiful, sunny. And it's like, no, it's not. It's so gray. Let me give you a cyber love hug, Goddess. I understand how you're feeling. Cyber love hug! I understand. I empathize with you. But see, like with me, I will not, you know, I can probably qualify for a green card. That's what I call it, a green card. I don't want it. You know what I mean? Oh, wow. So who helps you out, Goddess? Does anybody in your family or anything? So guys, it's like I'm a single mother of 2 disabled girls, so I get down on myself a lot. I can't do what I want for them all the time. Thank you, giving a type of big hug to you. Nobody by myself. Do you see? I don't want. Do you get assistance? If you're not, see, I don't want to put your business out there. Okay. I'm respectful when it comes to that. Jay says, I got bulging discs, spongy. Yeah, I had stenosis too. Degenerative disc disease, a couple of fall injuries back. I fall too. Sometimes I get up, right? And also, like, about a couple years ago, this is no joke, I got up and I blacked out and I fell. My husband was at work. He comes in, he walks in, and he sees me lying on the floor. He screamed in my ear. I didn't flinch or anything. He called 911. I had a bad concussion. I thought it was 1985. Yes. And that just flew up my nose. "34 years in construction. It takes away your life and livelihood. And you wonder why people get the way they get. They're desperate for some relief, right? Right now, I'm sitting on a hard bench. Hard back, all right? I've been sitting here, well, I've been walking around too, right? For a little bit. Because this is how we in Jersey talk. Times. So if you don't like it, oh well. But just for you being here, I'm going to give you a cyber love hug. Times cyber love hug. And if I blow out your eardrums, that's even a bonus. So guys, it's like, okay, I'll when I go check out your page, I will grab your email and I'll email you tonight. If not tonight, tomorrow, hoping I can get some sleep. That's why, goddess. That's why I chain smoke. Yeah, I do chain smoke. Am I proud of it? No. Does it do anything for me? No, but it's killing me. I know that, right? And it's to try to distract me from the pain. You know what I mean? And Jim will tell you, when I turn this off, and I'll walk in the back of the house or whatever, and I'll try to wind down and watch YouTube or whatever. And all of a sudden, my back pain slowly creeps up. And it sucks. And, but like I was going to tell you, 2 years ago, I got up and the pain just went to my head. Well, I empathize with you, goddess. We all have our struggles, right? And we're here, you know, the Queen's Light Brigade, we're talking about our struggles. You know, we can celebrate our milestones or just our recovery, and we'll come up with solutions, you know, or suggestions how we can help each other out, right? Jeff, but you're not sharing with us all. That's it, Jeff. He's the cook of the whole Queen's Light Brigade, but he's very greedy with his food. He doesn't share. Hold on, let me give Jeff a hug. Cyber love hug! My guys, real quick, this is about my mother. My mother, throughout all my life, she's back in a nursing home back in Jersey, okay? She's dealt with back pain all her life, pretty much, right? All my life. I remember when I was 5 years old, and my grandmother took me to visit her in the hospital, and she was in traction. You know what traction is? It's like a belt, and it's like they put a weight on the end of the rope to straighten out your back or whatever. And so, I still have those pictures in my mind. She's had back surgeries. The last back surgery she had was when she was 73 years old. Did it help? You know, and she won't admit it, but she was addicted to opioids and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, have some meds with your turkey. I love when you cook pudding instead of the instant pudding. Well, tell them you're all welcomed here, Jeff. Nope. Do you? Thank you, Brando. So, guy says my doctor wants me to get surgery, but wait a minute. But you refused? I had neck surgery back in July 20th, 2020. And I think it screwed up my back even more. I felt like the doctor was like a used car salesman. You know what I mean? And one of the doctors that I know that's in the rinky-dink hospital said that could have affected my back pain more. Like made it worse. Exactly. My mom always thought she was going to end up in a wheelchair. And Jim, my husband, says, why don't you go for back surgery and stuff? I'm like, no, I don't want it. He's like, why? I don't want it because my mom went through so many back surgeries and stuff, and look at her. You know what I mean? No. And they make it, they're like this, but it's less invasive. No, it's not. You're still going into my spine to correct it and stuff. Nope. But what I do is I have a heating pad, and also I have like an ice pack for my back. What? Hold on. Something just. What's up, Skater? I thought of you all day, Rocket Queen. There was an 8-year-old little girl at the rink that looked exactly like you. She was a fantastic. She was a fantastic skater, so cute. Did she have the glasses on? And plus, like for your showers and stuff, you know, on Amazon they have shower stools where you can just sit and just take a shower and stuff. Skater girl, I'm going to tell you this. I have, on my feed, or not on my feed, but like the homepage, I watch all these roller skaters now. Roller skating's coming back. I said, I wish I could do that. I used to do that when I was a kid. We used to go to the roller rink and all that. And also the doctor says, for me, just keep walking, keep moving. Just keep moving. You know what I mean? Have you, roller skater, have you seen, do you take videos of when you go around the roller rink? I love to see you roller skate. But there's these two black guys that do shows during basketball games or whatever, and they have moves. I'm like, man, I wish I could be a part of that. That's right. McSleeves, yep. I have to check that out. I do that too, but sometimes I have a hard time getting out of the tub. Oh, my doctor. Wait, hold on. So Jeff says when my back really hurts bad, I make a bath with super hot water and put tons of Epsom salts in it. And then Cannabis says, my doctor says the same thing, and I always get frustrated and tell her it's easier said than done. And then Jay's like, definitely, exercise definitely helps the back leg neuropathy. And then God says, but I definitely push myself to get up every day. You have to. You have to. You only can do the best you can. I have a story. This is a few years ago. Hold on. 6'9" is a lot better than 6'7". Anyway, yeah, you can pray about it too. I ended up, that's right, guys. Yep. You gotta move so you don't lose it. Well, you know, if you know, you know. Right, goddess? And that's what she said. That's what I just said. But I'll tell you something. My back pain was so bad. Hi, Laura, how are you? Let me give you a cyber love hug. Hi, Laura. Welcome to Queens Light Brigade and cyber love hug. Yeah, guys. If you know, you know. Wink, wink. Oh, my God. Oh, I see you guys. Yes, I do. I see Laura, and I see Goddess, and I see Damage. I see Jay. I see Rick. What's up, everybody? I have my eye on you. Yes, I do. I have my eye on you. Oh, my word. Wait a minute. Hold on. This is hair cam. Hair cam. What the? Oh my gosh. Well, I adore you too. You squeezed it too hard again. Yeah, but it felt good, didn't it? Rick? Admit it. It felt pretty damn good. I know it did. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. It felt good when I squeezed hard. Ooh, yeah. Now, that was my Randy Macho Man Savage impersonation. Well, that all depends on how I squeeze sometimes. I hug like a bear. We'll get some Ben Gay for you, Rick. I know you love Ben Gay. Maybe not. Snap into a, alright, wait. Snap into a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah. I didn't say it, wait. Snap into a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah. There. That was, that. I should, you know what, I should do, like a short of all my wrestler impersonations. How about that? And you know what? They'll all sound the same. You get? Oh, this is Randy Macho Man Savage. Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh no! See, I screwed up. Hold on, I screwed up. I didn't channel Randy. Hold on. All right, wait. Hold on. Snap into a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah. Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do when the Crew's gonna come after you, brother. Or no, my best one is this. Brock Lesnar. There, that. All right, there. I kissed Hulk Hogan at the Meadowlands back in 1983, I think. But I'm not a wrestling fan, I'm really not. What? Yeah, I did. I'm not a wrestling fan, I'm really not. But I have pictures to prove it. Oh, God. It would be Rocket, not Rock, though. All right. Hold on. Ready? I had to check. Doesn't The Rock look so weird now? Since he hasn't been doping? Doesn't he? He looks really weird. Like, really like... His daughter was like in the background of wrestling too. Like she wanted to be a wrestler, I think. What's up, Amia? Cyber Love Amia. Nope, I'm not. I'm AI. Lady. I'm not okay. I'm AI. I'm AI. I'm AI. I'm AI. I'm AI. Yeah. I'm an AI wrestler. I'm an AI wrestler. I'm an AI wrestler. Snap into the Slim Jim, brother. There, that was a combination of... Yeah, look him. What, Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan's dead. Why don't you guess, Scarlett? Why don't you guess? See? No. I'm an AI wrestler. I'm an AI wrestler. I'm an AI wrestler. I'm an AI wrestler. No, I don't have that, Scarlett. The critters in your back. Yeah, well, guess where I'm from, King? I'm sorry, Kura. Kura, where do you think I am? Where you get those green glasses, the structure seems like the same as the previous ones. Well, Mama Snoop actually got me 9 pairs. Nope. Wrong, Kura. Pick again. Hi, John. How are you? Just for that compliment, I'm going to give you a cyber love hug, John. Cyber love hug! No can do. That's all I got. I'm from Rocklahoma. Originally from Jersey, baby. Jersey. I'm a Jersey heavy metal chick. Ex-junkie. On the scene on YouTube. Woo! There, I just did my Ric Flair impression too. Aloha! Hey! Aloha! How about that? Well, I feel like having a pina colada, a virgin pina colada that is, right now. Where about, are you on the Big Island? Hang loose, brother. Or, hang loose, sister. So you're on Oahu, right? That's the Big Island? Cora, are you okay out there because with the weather? Because that's a huge storm. How you doing, Robert? Welcome back. Let me give you a welcome back hug. Welcome back hug. Cyber love hug. Were you there? Were you affected by that big wildfire in Hawaii? Well, you came to the right place, Kura. We're the Queen's Light Brigade, and we're trying to create a wildfire change to diminish the darkness in the world. I know we're not going to get all the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. The one that was really huge, that The Rock and Oprah was trying to get money for. Yeah, that's in Maui. Right. I glitched. My brain just glitched. I knew where it was. I couldn't think of it. Hi, Kelly. How are you? By the way, my uncle, it's like my uncle and aunt went on a USA tour. When's that? Right now, they're touring the US. Tell them to come by. I'll give them a cyber hug. Hi, Matt. Yes, I have. We've witnessed coyotes, armadillo. You just missed it. We were following a possum on this live stream about a couple hours ago. I'm surprised I didn't trip on a branch or tree root and break my neck, but yeah. That's why I have this flashlight. You know that. So yeah, we went on a little adventure today. Or I should say tonight. You know that. So where are they going? Where are they going, Mia? Like what states are they going to? I wish I went to New Zealand. We gotta get out of this place. It's the last thing we ever do. Good song, by the way. By Nazareth. Good group. I don't mind going to Hawaii either. I mean, it's like they will probably visit Miami, Texas, and New York. I haven't heard much. I'll ask Mom as she talks regularly with my aunt. Why not California? Why don't they come visit the Heartland? Oklahoma, I found out, is the number one with the lowest cost of living in the United States. Fact. Hear that again. Oklahoma is the number one state with the lowest cost of living. So everybody comes to Oklahoma and live. So everything can go up. I'm just saying. I hope they have a good time here. Even though we have our issues politically and all that, we are still the greatest country in the world. Oh, the animals! Alright. Alright, yeah. I don't know what made me think of Nazareth. The animals, yeah. It's California is high. New York, New Jersey, that's where I'm from, Jersey. All these democratic states, high cost of living. Yeah, and that's what Jim said when he came to visit me back in 2015. He said, I don't want to go to New York City. Nope. But yet, we ended up in Newark, coming back from the shore. Newark was where I used to cop my dope. All that stuff. You have to ask Jim about it. Yeah. I'm glad I got out of Jersey when I did, though. Do I miss Jersey? Yeah, of course I do. I mean, it's like Niagara Falls are in Canada or U.S. It's on both. There's Niagara Falls, New York, and Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. I said before you, Rick. I said before you. I love it up in Canada. I haven't been there in years, but I love it up there. But if you don't talk French, a lot of people in Quebec, they're very snotty. Even Ontario, you know what? Yes, it is. And a lot of honeymooners go on a boat ride called the Maid of Mist. And you have to put on rain jackets and everything. You are correct, damn it. Eric's like, we. I know you would agree on that. I speak French. Escargot. I love escargot. A lot of people, they don't like escargot, but I do. And garlic butter. Yeah, pass the Grey Poupon. And that has white wine in it, too. I remember those commercials. And the actor, one of the actors that does the Grey Poupon, pass on the Grey Poupon, passed away about a couple months ago. So Amia asks, why is there less population in the central U.S.? Well, it's very rural, meaning very country. Yeah, let Ranger Rick tell you about why there's less population in the U.S. Central U.S. Go ahead, Ranger Rick. It is beautiful around here. A lot of people, like when I first came here, they're like, why would you move here? Well, because of my husband, first of all, and it's beautiful. And Tulsa, there's a lot of history in music. You ever hear the song Tulsa Time? Damage is like primarily it's because of the workload has been moved to overseas. In those towns, people are moving to bigger cities. 15-minute cities. That's what New York's becoming. New York is becoming a dumpster fire. It already has been, but, it's sad. But they voted for it, right? It's only going to get worse. Even like with Jersey, with the wokeness going on in Jersey, it's just, I'm just glad I moved here back in 2017. You should come, Amia. I bet you would appreciate the central U.S. That's what I was saying to Area. If he talks to his folks, he might want to tell them to bypass New York. And New Jersey. We start out in Franklin Square, Long Island, and then my father moved us to Ohio. Is that by Massapequa? Damage? Long Island is a dope town. It has a lot of dope there. Well, it had a lot of dope when I used to use and stuff like that, but yeah, but mainly all the coasts, like, you know, like the West Coast and the East Coast, they're all Democratic. The flyover states are usually red states. Ohio is so flat. I love their thunderstorms and their lightning storms. They have awesome lightning storms here too. There used to be a show called The Middle. You remember that with Patricia Heaton? The Middle? That was actually a good show on ABC. The Middle. Amir says, at first, I want to visit all major Indian tourist places. Like, I haven't even visited to the Taj Mahal. Here, the language and cuisine changes every 30 kilometers. You haven't been to the Taj Mahal? Why not? There's a lot of crime around there too, because of all the tourism and stuff like that, and all these, you know. But that's like New York too, so. I would like to visit the Grand Canyon. I haven't visited that. I would like to visit the Alamo. I would like to visit Yellowstone National Park. You know, I would like to meet the where the four states touch. You know, that's Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona, where they all touch the crossroads. I live 15 minutes away from the Super Mound, to give you an idea of how far and rural I am. Oh, and I'm very rural compared to where I was in New Jersey. I like it, but now I feel like Sand Springs is encroaching on our property. Like, it's coming our way, like, you know what I mean? And to me, it's like, because the Taj Mahal was built by the Mughals in Delhi. It has a Delhi cultural touch. I have been to the Mughal places in Bengal. Taj Mahal is only internationally famous. Well, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. Damage is like, would you visit the Grand Canyon on a hoverboard? No, yeah, right. Fall right off the cliff. Yeah, the 4 corners. Evil Rick's like, I've been to Custard's, Last Stands, Rushmore, lots of other places, never into Yellowstone. Been all over the lower 48 states. What about Oklahoma? I'm still waiting for you to pimp a golf cart, Rick. Yes, like I said, we have beautiful places in the U.S. And even though the U.S. is going through their things politically, it's still a beautiful country. Before the Britishers, we had various kingdoms. They made various monuments across the country, and it shows their artistic culture. Different kings show different monuments. And Rick's like, I've been through Oklahoma many times. There's a family on my stepdad's side there. They don't talk to me anymore. Yeah, I mean, families are becoming more and more estranged, whether because of politics or religion or ideologies or whatever. And that's what the powers that be wanted, to break up the family. And they're getting their way, thanks to this. It's sad. You often wonder what it would be like if we didn't have the cell phone or the internet. It wouldn't be that much different from when we were growing up. Maybe a little bit more technology, but not like, AI and, all that. I mean, it's like, there are wind mahals and sheets mahal, glass mahals. Imagine building these before glasses were a common thing. I believe that. Amia. They're excavating, biblical places. Like they'll look through the Bible and they'll say, okay, well maybe the ark's in this place, or maybe, and they're finding artifacts, even with Egypt. Even still, they're finding artifacts with Egypt. Stepdad and mom got divorced, so they went one way and we went the other. I hear you. I remember when I was a kid back in 1979. King Tut, alright, he was the boy pharaoh of Egypt. They were doing a tour of all the artifacts. And we saw, the sarcophagus of King Tut and everything. And at the gift shop, I got a deck of cards with King Tut on them. I used to love those cards. Because I thought they were fancy, Around here, like even along the Arkansas River, you can actually find arrowheads. actual arrowheads. It's like Egypt artifacts are more ancient, equivalent to the Indus Valley civilization period, or even before that. Indus Valley civilization used to trade with Egypt too. Yeah, damn, you remember that, right? And I think that's when the Pope came around. Pope John Paul did his tour too of the U.S. I wish Pope John Paul was still around. He's probably rolling around in his grave right now, but walk like Egyptian. The Bangles. That was a cool song. Come on. Everybody did it, right? Walk like Egyptian. You can't see me now, but I'm contorted like an Egyptian right now. That was a great song. It's like, by the way, why Russian churches a lot different from the European and American churches. Oh, why? They're Russian Orthodox. They're different. I forget. There's something called Oklahoma mud or something, or it's like shale, but it's like a smooth sand or whatever. That's I forget what it's really called. It's not called Oklahoma sand or anything. But that's very popular and stuff. If you dig around, if you know what to look for and you dig it up, you'll see it. It's a certain kind of dirt mixture or whatever. You guys, I'm gonna cut it. Because I'm getting hot. My back is about to be on the very painful side. And all that. And I want to just sit somewhere very comfortable right now. We've been on here for almost 4 hours, right? I'm trying to cut the stream to 3. So, hi, Jan. How are you? Welcome to the Queen of Light Brigade. Sorry you came in late. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be on. Hold on, wait. Yeah, hopefully, take care of your back and get cooled off, Rocket. Yeah. We had a fun night though, right, Rick? Because we only saw a possum or maybe aardvark and stuff and all that stuff, and we talked about, our back pain. And all that. So, but I want to just say, I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay? You guys make the Queen's Light Brigade, not me. Okay? We are trying to create a wildfire change to diminish the darkness in the world. Okay? I know we're not going to get all the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. We are making a difference, guys. We really are. Okay? And I'm coming up with ideas. You know how my ideas go. And all that stuff. But just do a simple act of kindness to somebody. whether it be a smile, give them a compliment. Let's put the word human back into humanity. Okay? Because the world needs it right now. It really does. So let's put the word human back into humanity, back into the world. So I love you guys. Cyber love hug. Cyber love hug. Until next time, guys. I love you. Be good. Take care of yourself. Be a good human being. I'll catch you later, guys. Love you.